Okay, I have a special treat for you today. In this box contains the Great Gathering set, all 6 A4 locos. Okay, so let's reveal the first. Oh, look at that! So Nigel Gresley. And we've also got Dominion of Canada. Mallard, probably the most famous A4 of all, holder of the steam speed record, and at the time the fastest train on rails. Bittern, Dwight, I can't even say the word, Hauer. Dwight and Eisenhower. Oh, can't even say it. Union of South Africa. That's a lot of A4s. Okay, so we've got 3 LNER livery A4s, and then we've got 3 British Rail liveries, British Railways. 2 are identical in livery, apart from a few subtle differences, and of the British Rail, and with the exception of Sir Nigel Gresley, he's in a blue BR livery. So I'm going to open Mallard first, I think. R3251, the Great Goodbye LNER Class A4 Mallard Limited Edition. So it's got this nice box to it, displaying an image of the loco. It says on the front, includes edged headboard, and 2 edged nameplates. So what that means is a plate in front, headboard in front of the train. So you would have, so like the Flying Scotsman would have headboard saying the Flying Scotsman. This would say the Great Goodbye, I believe. And the nameplates are the Mallard right in the side, like this. But the loco's already got them on there, so I don't know where you would put them. Okay, so now I'm just going to slide it out like the normal Hornby boxes. These sleeves on most locos come with first editions, they don't come with any second ones when they launch the first batch. But with the limited editions, all of them come with them because they're a limited edition. Service sheet, which all of them come with the service sheet. I believe there should be a token somewhere. So you get 1 token in each box, and you have 6 of them, and you can send off for a cabinet, obviously within the date of the expiration. But I'm sure they should make an exception, because if you did buy these, you did spend quite a bit of money. Okay, so you got that. So you can see, like, now the models from Hornby, they come in these plastic kind of sleeve sort of thing, like a bag sort of thing that goes over it. Before it was tissue paper, but they've now switched to that, and now you can see the actual logo through it, which is always good. So just slide these things off, hold the box together, which is good, because before old Hornby, still some Hornby models, you have to poke behind them to move them out, but you don't really want to poke this because it's very fragile. So yep, just gonna move that, and then carefully lift this off. Grab the actual loco. You've got to be very careful when you pick these models up, because you know, wrong could put your hand in the wrong place and it could spell disaster. The fine detail parts. Like I said, just a bag. So, yep, the finish is superb, but you would expect that on a £160 each model. So it's got a very nice detailed cab. It's got, which is interesting with the A4s, is they're one of the unusual British trains to have a seat for the fireman and the driver, because they would normally just have a seat for the driver, and the poor fireman would have to stand up for the duration, even when he's not coaling, and feed the fire. It was something nice that they put in the design to have a seat put in for the fireman, because to be honest, I think he works harder than the actual driver. Okay, the driver's got to be aware of everything around him, but he's not stoking the fire. And that's quite yeah. Well, anyone knows any hard manual labourers, but the new like trains, all they have to do is just flick a switch and they go forward. And they still think that they should get paid more money. The Mallard. Here is the well, his world record that she. I think you refer to trains as she. I sometimes refer to him as he. But the world record in 1938, where he broke the speed record in the East Coast Main Line, I believe. Could be wrong. Could be wrong about the date or the location, but oh well. And he's had to be very careful with these at the end because they are very fragile. The lamp posts. But as I said, it's beautifully finished. This isn't normally silver, this bar. It's normally blue to match the logo, but I think it's a special livery that they put on. It's got the perspex window to simulate glass. It's plastic, but you know, earlier Hornby models wouldn't have had those, but it's a nice little feature. And the running gears are all underneath this plate. Now, when they went into BR, when they started running BR, they would have removed those plates for easier serviceability, but they were put on there for streamline. Yeah, but they obviously removed because of it was, you know, really hard to get to access the running gear. So it's removed. Okay, and now last but not least, the tender. And this the newer Hornby A4 models now, they've got them the chips. They've installed. You can install the chip in the actual tender, just like the Sound loco had. So it's nothing really new, but they've just put it on all their models now, all the A4 models. So yep, again, silver painted railings, more silver railings, bronze painted. I'm not sure what they are. Maybe a brake, or I don't know. Or it might be to release the water out, possibly. Those parts there. It's got the transfers there, and the LNER livery has been put on the transfers, and they're very nice. The finish. So yeah, and all Hornby A4 models have spring-loaded buffers. Okay, so I'm just going to put this one back in its box, and then the next train will be Dominion of Canada, I believe. Oh, and before I forget to mention, you got the detail pack in here. That's the spare wheel, so you can change the wheel for much more gradual radius curves. And then you've got the headboard. Crate gathering. would have thought it would say Great Goodbye. So the only difference between this set and the Great Goodbye, Great Gathering set is the actual box. That's about it. Okay, Mallard's now safely back in its box, and it's time for Dominion of Canada. Dominion of Canada is a Commonwealth train. It was named after the Commonwealth countries. Okay, it's got the nice plaques, and it says here R3252, the Great Goodbye LNER Class A4 Dominion of Canada limited edition. Everything's limited apart from the price. And there's the stunning train. So I'm just going to remove the sleeves again. Oh, it's paranoia. And there's the loco. Now, one of the key differences with this one in the livery is that it's got a white stripe running across the bottom. Then Mallard, as well as it's got warning transfers for steam, and that the writing is in silver instead of bronze. The nameplate is obviously a different name, as well as it's red, and this one has a bell at the front of it, which is quite nice. The front writing again, the running number is silver. I don't know if you can see this or not, but it says Class A4, smaller writing. Spring loaded buffers, lamp poles again exactly the same, and you get that nice detailed cab. And, oh, I don't know if I mentioned that, but that is the actual cable that goes to the tender for the chip. If that's not connected, I believe the train don't run. So if you want to leave it on the line but you don't want any power to come to it, just leave that disconnected. That's all you need to do. And you got the vents again, they open and close. Don't know if I mentioned that on Mallard, but they're all, like I said, they're all the same. Right down to the running gear. Silver writing again, and white running down, or it might be silver for all I know. My eyesight's not that good. Painted bronze again, and you got the little transfer. This one's got the corridor in the tender. Mallard didn't have the corridor in the tender. That just allows crews to switch or get something to eat during a duration. Or during a long journey. So that's it. An NRM coupling. Spring loaded buffers, like them all. They all have them. Okay, the next loco, now A4, is Sir Nigel Gresley. Now, this loco was named after the creator of the A4. And yeah, he created the A3 and then thought, I can streamline that, and the result, the ending result was the A4. So I think apart from a larger haulage capacity, that was about it between the A3 and the A4, as well as the streamlining. But earlier, A3s had different tenders, so that they changed the tender more like what's on the A4. So from the back they pretty much look the same. R3256, the Great Goodbye BR Class A4. So Nigel Gresley, limited edition. Operating instructions again. I mean service, yeah, operating and and maintenance. So I don't believe I've opened it up yet in the video, but just show you what's in it. Just fully detailed instructions how to service. Let's just apply a little oil to the moving parts. So in the red. When opening it up to remove the detailed parts, how to access the chip unit, install the chip. So yep. If you want to read more, just buy one. Okay, it's a beautiful livery again. Finish. It's got that transparency packaging. You've got that beautiful blue, BR blue, running down the train. And like I said, it hasn't got the side plates. Those were removed for servicing. Easy access. It also gives the loco a different look to it. I don't know which I prefer, but I think I like them. It's one of those things where it works with and without it. And the running number was changed to 6 at the beginning instead of the normal LNER 44. These obviously became BR when the railways were nationalised, because before they were privatised, and it was just after the war. Everything was, tired, and the railways basically took the brunt of the war. So the railway companies were pretty much out of money by that time, so the government had to step in. So you got the tender. I mean, not tender. You got the cab, the detailed cab, like most from the socket. You got some warnings, transfers. Obviously, health and safety kicked in big time. They put these on. I don't know what that one is for. Don't know if it's to commemorate Sir Nigel Gresley or what. If I get a magnifying glass, you can actually read it. That's how much detail they put into these models. Now the tender. BR Bluers again. And you can see they're British Railways. It's got the nice white lining around it with a little bit of black, I believe, in the middle. Spring loaded buffers, sockets in the tender for the chip. And when I mean chip, I mean digital chip. I don't mean like you don't want to chip these models. Okay, the next train now is Bittern. Now, Bittern may be not the most famous A4, but it has gone over a couple of cosmetic preservation. It's gone for a couple of cosmetic changes. It's been repainted silver link, I believe it was also painted in one of the Commonwealth countries. Because there's only 6 around of the A4s, and I think there was 34 around before that, before they were phased out steam, and only 6 were preserved, which is still quite a good number, because some trains, they didn't preserve any of them, and now they're having to build them today in order to to physically see them. R3 254, the Great Goodbye LNER Class A4 Bittern Limited Edition. There we have it. Bittern. So I'm just going to remove the sleeve. Now I believe the trains that have the warning stickers on, warning transfers, are the ones that are still serviceable, whilst the other ones are just in cosmetic, static display. Here you got the beautiful LNER bronze kind of finish. It's kind of a bronzy goldy sort of, I don't know what the technical colour is. Yep, so it's got its warning sticker, warning transfers, detail cab. They've all got detail cabs. I don't even need to show you because you obviously know, oh yeah, they're all identical. Of course, so there's buffers, lamps. You got to be very careful, these lamps posts. You could easily damage them. And then, to me, the loco is not worth as much as it would be if it was intact. Running gears hidden underneath the plates, as I said before. LNER livery. Bronze again. Painted bronze. Valves, or whatever they're called. Warning transfers. That like porthole there is just light for the corridor. It's very slim corridor. You can't be over a certain width, otherwise you'll just get stuck. So yeah. Okay, so that's Bittern. And next train, I believe, is Union of South Africa. So just get that out of the box. Right. And it says here R3253, the Great Goodbye BR Class A4 Union of South Africa Limited Edition. This is another one of the Commonwealth trains. 2 Commonwealth trains have made it to preservation. The other 3 got scrapped, unfortunately. Put the logo down here. This is BR green finish. Now look at that. It's got the special symbol on the side. I'm not sure what it is, if it's a griffin or a phoenix. I don't know. The nameplate is in red. It's got the double chimney. 6009. I believe I have a 60011 and a 12. That might be the other Commonwealth trains. It's a detailed cab, socket like normal. You got the speedo, that little thing there. That's a bit of a nightmare if you're trying to open this, so you got to be very careful. You disconnect it. Spring load buffers. And warning transfers. There. There. And on the other side. So the running number went from having the at the bottom here to being at the top. And it says A4 care front there. So I can't actually see what the writing says. so you could obviously see from the camera better. I know there's someone watching this video thinking, oh, this guy's got more money than sense, really. Well, and other people are wondering, oh, am I going to run these? Well, yes, I am actually going to run these, because I have two others, well, multiple sets of these. So one's going to be ran, one's going to sit in the cabinet, and the other one is just going to sit in the box. And if you're asking why do that? Well, if you have, like you say, if you can, why not? So you got the Lion BR British Railways. It's got the corridor tender again, and yep, our NREM coupling, warning stickers. And the only train I believe in the collection that doesn't have the corridor is the Mallard. Okay, now the final train, as I said, is Dwight Eisenhower. Dwight D. Eisenhower. I can't really say it without saying it in an accent. It's weird. Nice box. Great Goodbye A4. Final one. These models are a limited edition of 510, but technically speaking, because they launched the Great Gathering, it's technically 1020, because they're all the same apart from the box and the name plate you'll get in the cabinet. The Great Goodbye BR Class A4 Dwight Eisenhower limited edition. Just carefully. You know, they normally say you save the best to last, but they're all the same. Detail instructions again. Okay, so to remove, sorry about knocking the camera, to remove the rings and then take off the top cover. Like, if you more commonly on the ones on the VR rather than the LNER ones, because they've got the plates here, you have less to grab on, and if you push on these you can actually bend them and jam the actual train up, so when the train goes around a bend, or possibly depending on how badly you bent them, the train will basically seize up and you won't be able to run it, so, and it could cause damage, so you have to have a look at it inside and out before you run it, really. Even checking on the factory, I always check before I run the locos if they're all okay. You never know. Detailed cab again. It's 60008 running number. This one's just got A4 on the front, and that symbol. So yep, that's quite nice. Dwight D. Eisenhower. Yeah, I don't know. I can't say it without the accent. No idea. Oh no! I made a mistake. This one doesn't have the corridor either. So there's two in the collection that don't. That's weird. So you haven't got a corridor in this one. So the cab is a cab. There's no door or anything. Spring load buffers. Normal. But you've got that whole different look at the back because of the missing corridor. None of the BRs had painted valves, so they're just left in there in one colour, black. Other than that, that's about it. And the logo here is exactly the same. Of course, there were different BR symbols over the case of time, but apart from that, that's it. So I'm going to put that back in the box, and then yeah, that's pretty much it. Okay, they're all now safely back in the box. I got I collected all of the cards, so I have to send off that cabinet. So yeah, they're all there. Please, if you comment on if you would like to comment on this video, please do so. I really appreciate if you liked it, and I really appreciate if you subscribed if you haven't already. I do really deserve it. I mean, I did open all these boxes for you, you know. That took quite a bit of effort, and I was very careful, you know. 5 minutes, you know, basically putting them back. 5 minutes for each, putting them carefully back in the box. It's quicker to get them out than it is to get them back in. You should never be too careful with these models, because any little, you know, hiccup and you could have scarred them for life. You know, humans heal, but these don't. So like I said, don't forget to subscribe. And by the way, my good friend Inner City 82, this is one I beat you to. But I'm sure you'll beat me to something again. You always do. Bye for now.